This is a very basic, simple, vegan white bread recipe. You guys are going to be amazed at how simple this is for you to make at home in your bread maker. This bread will take about 3 hours to make, but trust me, it is completely hands-off once you add all of your ingredients into the bread machine. This recipe is enough for a 2-pound loaf, and you're going to want to make sure that you allow this bread to cool before you go ahead and slice into it. The texture of this loaf is to die for, guys. Look at all of these beautiful pockets of air. It is light, fluffy, and super delicious. For this recipe, guys, it is super simple ingredients. We are going to be using water, plant milk. I like to use silk soy milk. We also have a bit of salt, some granulated sugar, some vegetable oil. I just have canola oil here, some all-purpose flour. You can go ahead and use bread flour if you prefer, but all-purpose flour, at least in Canada, definitely has enough gluten to give you that beautiful rise and that beautiful textured loaf. And of course, we're going to be using some instant yeast or bread machine yeast. You guys cannot use regular yeast in your bread machine. You're not going to get the results you want with that. So make sure you have bread machine yeast. As with any bread machine recipe, guys, you want to make sure that you're following the instructions for your personal bread maker. So for my bread maker, I have the Sunbeam brand bread maker, and for my bread maker in the instruction manual, it states to add all of my liquid ingredients first, followed by the dry. So that's what you're going to be seeing here. So we are just going to be adding all of our ingredients into the bread pan. So first for me, it is going to be 1 1/3 cups of water, 1/3 cup of plant milk. Again, I like to use Silk Soy Original. 1½ teaspoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 3½ cups of all-purpose flour, and 1 3/4 teaspoons of bread machine yeast. So we're going to place the bread pan into the bread machine, close the lid, and we're just selecting the basic cycle. This will take about 3 hours. It's really important to allow your bread to fully cool before you slice into it, guys. This is going to prevent it from collapsing on you. This recipe is absolutely perfect for everyday use. We often make this for French toast or for some toast, just regular toast for breakfast. It's great to spruce it up a little bit with some vegan butter and garlic powder and maybe a bit of basil, and toast it up in the oven for some garlic bread to go with some pasta. Or even just slice it up and when it's nice and warm, and slather it with some vegan butter and have it with a side of soup. Super delicious lunch. This recipe freezes really well as well, so you can just go ahead, let it cool, slice it up, and then throw it into the freezer. I like to keep mine in a Ziploc bag. It just keeps it nice and fresh.